Hello, 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 and welcome. Welcome to Chamber Chat Season 9. I am so happy to be here with you today. I am Lauren Williams, founder and chief boss lady of Workplace Harmony. Workplace Harmony provides HR and communication breakthroughs for women owned and minority owned small businesses all around the country in hopes to make workplaces better every single day. And I am so excited to be here and get to talk with my guest and get to really ask some great questions. Real quick, a fun fact while you're doing your chewing and watching today, one of my favorite things to chat on and chew on during lunch is dried mango, the chili flavored from Trader Joe's. So if you haven't tried it, run on out and go get some because it is mighty tasty. Fun fact for that. Today, I'd like to thank our sponsor and really give a shout out to them for our While You're Chewing, We're Chatting sponsor, Smoothie Q. Brakeman's Cafe in Manatani still works. Today's sponsor is Smoothie Q. And as you can see, you're showing some information about how you can find them. Smoothie Q is committed to community service and giving back in means of feeding the hungry families who need assistance due to disabilities, orphan, and more. So, owners Frank and Heather moved to the area and they really wanted to offer the community health and wellness. The Anderson's new shop, which is located right in Pottstown in the Sunnybrook complex, offers really healthy smoothies, acai bowls, a variety of Jamaican patties, as well as cocoa bread. And trust me, you should just go. You should just go like right after this because it's really a gem. And Heather is so lovely. Her husband is so nice. And everything is pretty amazing and fresh and healthy. So you'll feel good after you eat it. So big shout out to them. Today, bonus for you, you can win a $10 gift card from Smoothie Q just by dropping a comment during this episode of Chamber Chat. So we look forward to seeing what you put in there and just drop a comment and you'll be entered to win that $10 gift card, which is going to get you some really delicious treats from Smoothie Q. Next, I'd like to also just give a shout out to our member spotlight today, which is the Colebrookdale Railroad Preservation. An expedition on the Colebrookdale Railroad is your ticket to create memories that last a lifetime. Check out their unique accommodations, themed trains, or book reservation for your whole group or a special event. So we have this site up there, and you can just go in and book that. Very cool experience. So make sure you take some time to check that out. I'm very excited to introduce my guest today and get chatting. I'd like to introduce you to David Morrison, who is the business owner and Medicare advisor for Medicare Education Services. Welcome, David.
Thank you so much for having me. Excited to be here.
Yes, it's so nice to meet you. It's so nice to meet you. Have you tried Smoothie Q yet?
I think I'm gonna have to go there after this interview, so I
Yes,
have
add it
not.
to your list. It's a fan favorite in the Williams household, I'll say. It's very, very good. You will not be sorry. I'm so excited to meet you, David. Tell us a little bit about what you do and what Medicare Education Services does.
So no, thanks. So I own Medicare Education Services, so I help people navigate the Medicare world and to know their choices. Specifically, when people enroll in Medicare through the government, they have options to complement their coverages, and that's either through a Medicare supplement, a Medicare prescription drug plan, or a Medicare Advantage plan. So I really work hard at making sure people understand what they do, how they work, and what their choices are. And sometimes those choices are forever choices. So it's an important time for people to really understand what those choices are, so they can get the right health coverage at the right budget for them.
Absolutely. And it's so hard to navigate Medicare. And I know as folks look to renew, and we're coming on that season where they need to do so, how do people get in touch with you if they have questions or aren't sure how to navigate that?
So great, yeah. So right now we are in the middle of the annual enrollment period, which runs in the fall from October 15th to December 7th. And that period is specific to Medicare Advantage plans and Medicare prescription drug plans. The enrollment period does not apply to Medicare supplements. And oftentimes it gets lumped in, so everyone just thinks it's the same, but it is not the same.
Okay.
But anyway, in terms of getting in touch with me, though, they can reach out to me via phone. My phone number is 484-424-5222. That rings my office line, which is also known as my cell phone. So if people need to get a hold of me, they have direct line to me. If they would like, they can go directly to my website, MedicareEducationServices.com, and you can request. I forget what there's a block there that says "Book Now." I think and you just request some information, and that'll come right to me, and I'll reach out to you, and schedule a time to meet and go over your personal and unique situation to see if you're in the right plan or to see if there's some different options for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And may I ask what kind of drove you to get into this line of work?
we That's going to take a long time. No, so actually, I have two education degrees, and I've also spent 10 years in corporate benefits. And I just thought both of my experience would really lend itself to teaching people about Medicare and helping them understand it in plain language, uh, so they can be comfortable and confident in the choices they make about their Medicare.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, it is. Like I said, I've seen people going through it and my parents too, and it was just a web of confusion and decisions. And like you said, some of those decisions are lasting a long, long time. They're not able to really be changed very much. So working with someone like
Yeah,
yourself would really be helpful in navigating that.
no, and I feel like people sometimes don't understand that, and they come to me like, "Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know I couldn't do that." After
Yeah.
they're already set up with some things, and maybe their health prevents them from making changes. That's usually the biggest thing that prevents people from making changes if they have a adverse health event. Sometimes
Yeah.
they won't be able to. They get kind of locked into the program that they're in, whether they like it or not.
Exactly, exactly. So I hope everyone hears that. If you or someone you know or a neighbor or friend needs some help making these decisions, please, please reach out to David through the website down there or give him a shout or send his information over so people can get help doing this. So David, tell me a little bit about you and are you from around here originally, where you grew up?
Oh, okay. So I originally grew up in. I'm from North Cape May, New Jersey. So it's about 2 hours from 2+ hours from the Pottstown area. My wife is from the Collegeville area, and that's kind of why we're in this area. Her mom lives in Gilbertsville, and her sister still lives in Collegeville. Actually, we were my I have a niece who's 7 months old, and she just spent the last 2 nights with us. We were babysitting, so it's kind of a blast from the past because I have two daughters that are 19 and 17. So we get to play yeah, aunt and uncle here for a couple days too. So
Nice. That's
uh,
going way back to baby days.
yes, yeah. So I grew up in South Jersey, and then in my adult life, I've moved around a little bit. We've lived in the Finger Lakes of New York. We've lived in New Jersey as adults, and then we relocated, and I launched my business here about 2 years ago.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So,
And you said prior to that you were in corporate benefits?
correct. I worked for Aflac, and I was a supplemental benefits specialist for 10 years.
Okay. You're going to have to stay on after because we're in the throes of open enrollment for all our clients and we need some benefits expertise as we navigate the webs.
Yeah. Yeah, no, no, I'll be glad to guide you as best I can.
As you know, it's a very like fire drill situation when you get
Oh,
everything and
it's a hurry up and wait, and then it goes, and then you just got to get it done, and hope you do
yeah,
it right.
that's
So,
exactly it. That's 100% it. You totally get it. You totally get it. So
yeah.
how long have you been a chamber member and what are your favorite things about it?
So I've been a chamber member not a ton of time, maybe 8 months. I want to say 8 months. I could be wrong. Don't hold me to that. So I enjoy going to the mixers. I enjoy connecting with people. getting to know the community a little more. I am a participant in this cohort of Leadership TriCounty. So that's probably my favorite part as of right now. So for those of you unfamiliar, Leadership Tri-County is a program. There's probably about 25 people going through that. We meet monthly and we talk about leadership. We talk about working with other people. We talk about opportunities in our community. Tomorrow we have a class, and I believe it's our nonprofit day. So we're going to learn about some different nonprofits and how to support them in the Pottstown area. So yeah, that I really engage with, and I'm like a lot.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, the chamber has so many opportunities. As you're rattling those off, some I knew, some I didn't. And there's so many opportunities to plug in and connect with other business owners, community members. It really gives a good lens of what is out there. And you get to meet I met so many different unique businesses that I don't think I'd normally get to meet or get exposure to through being a member.
No, that's true. That's actually, one of the things I liked about being in corporate benefits, and I also like being in the chamber, is just learning how there's a business that does that, whatever that might be. But you're like, oh wow, that's. I remember one time I was with a machine shop that like literally made parts for a helicopter, just one part for a helicopter. I'm like, how is that a business? But that's what they did. I'm like, it's just nuts.
Amazing. Right? You
Yeah.
learn so much. And the people are so great. I mean, anyone
Oh
you
yeah.
meet up with for coffee or if you go to one of the mixers, just really lovely group of people. So I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying it so much.
Yeah.
So tell me about like a typical day in the life with what you do. What does that look like?
So every day is a little unique, but depending on what's going on, like today, every Wednesday, actually, I spend 4 to 5 hours in the Berks County area, and I set up basically a trade table at the Leesport Farmers Market to meet potential clients. So that was what I was doing this morning, and then it's a service for people. So a lot of times I just answer questions. Today, a guy was comes up to me, why do they make this so confusing? And I was like, I don't know why they do it, but I just help you navigate the system. So, had a 5-minute conversation with this gentleman, and I don't know if he'll ever become a client or not, but hopefully I sent him on his way with a little more knowledge than he had
That's
prior to
awesome.
our engagements. So yeah, but every other day of the week is really not anchored by anything. So it really could just be client meetings. It could be networking events. I do a networking actually every Friday morning called Business Network International. That's
Mhm.
I meet in Collegeville. So that's every Friday morning for breakfast. So that's a networking where you get to know people on a deeper level because you meet every week with the same people. So that's nice. And then
Yeah, my
getting
friend
referrals.
Sharon's in that one. Do you know Sharon Neihart?
I know Sharon Neihart very well. Yes.
Yeah, she's my go-to photographer. She just did shots for our website, which look awesome. We love
Nice.
her. She's
Yeah,
also a
no, and
chamber member.
she's a chamber member and in leadership Tri-County. So we see each other quite often, actually.
Okay. She's phenomenal and we
Yeah,
adore her. So heads
I
up
would agree.
if you need photos or pics or family shots, she's doing them now. It's Nyhart Photography. Give her a little plug. We love her. So tell
Yeah.
me a
So,
little
but
bit
just
about what you like to do outside of working.
I just wanted to circle back real quick about the day
Mm,
in the life.
sure.
Uh, so a day in the life so, and then I run appointments with either clients or potential clients. And one of the things I do really hard is, I'll look at people's doctors and where they like to go for their medical care and also their prescriptions. And looking at both of those things can oftentimes highlight and indicate some plans that would be better suited for them than the one they're in. And kind of give you an example, I met with a woman last week, and
Mm,
she was on some prescriptions that were currently costing her $185 per month in the plan that she was in. We transitioned her to a plan for January 1st. It's going to be the same exact cost, and now she's going to pay zero for her prescriptions. So sometimes it just really pays
wow.
to shop your prescription pens around to get a better value for you. It doesn't always work that way. I can never promise that to people, but it does
Right.
happen. So for her, $2,000 approximately back in her pocket every year just for sitting down and doing a review.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So just by taking a peek, you could find ways to save on your
Hmm.
healthcare expenses. But if you don't meet with David and find out, you're never going to know.
Yeah, and I think the people get flooded with a ton of marketing. So there's things on TV all the time. There's stuff that shows up in the mailbox all the time. People get called when they're not supposed to, but they get called. And people just get real apprehensive because they think they're going to get taken advantage of. So I
Mhm.
really focus on trying to be a local community oriented independent broker, meaning that I represent most of the carriers, so I can really find the best options for people.
Mhm.
You know, and I look at my clients. I try to build them through relationships, and not I don't see them as transactions. So I want people to use me as a resource moving forward.
That's great. And is it mostly folks based around here? Can they be out of state?
So I am licensed in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. So I would say probably 95% of my clients are probably within if I drew a circle from Pottstown to Reading to King of Prussia, probably 95% of them are in that general range. But sometimes I get referrals. I have some clients in New Jersey because I enrolled their brother here, and they're oh, you got to talk to my sister in New Jersey, things like that. But I do no marketing outside of the greater Pottstown area,
Great. That's
the greater
awesome.
TriCounty area. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's cramming a whole lot into a day and a lot of conversations and a lot of meetings. And it sounds like along the way, you're really trying to just share knowledge with people, whether that leads to something or not.
True. When I'm doing an existing client review, I mean, I had one yesterday where I was with the husband and wife, and I sat down with them. We talked for about an hour, and we closed by me saying, "You're in the right spot." So, that's good for them because it confirms that they made good choices when they started. And and I think it looks, it's good for me because I'm not really just trying to make a sale. I just, want to treat people like I would treat my own family. So if you're in the right spot, you're in the right spot,
That's great.
and I will
That's
tell you
awesome.
that.
Yeah. So what about outside of a work day? What do you like to do for fun? Do you have any hobbies or passion interests?
Yeah, over the month of October, I was really into the Philadelphia Phillies. Um, and the problem with that is my busy season, and they were keeping me up way too late, which is very hard for me.
Yes.
I mean, first world problems right there. But I enjoy Philadelphia sports a lot. I enjoy all types of music, so we like to go to different kinds of concerts all the time.
Mhm.
So that's exciting. I'm married, so my wife and and we have two daughters. One's a sophomore in college, and one is a senior at O&J Roberts. So they keep us kind of busy, not as busy as they used to when they were little, but still kind of busy. And yeah, no, and my wife and I were building a house, so that takes a lot of our time right now. I'm not physically building a house, but
Oh,
we're
yeah.
excited about that, and it's definitely it's been a long time coming, but it's time consuming as well. So it's an exciting project for us right
Oh,
now.
that's very cool. Congratulations, that's exciting.
So probably within the next 3 months, we'll be moving from East Coventry to North Coventry.
Okay. Is North the one closer to the high school?
I believe so. I believe the high school's. I don't even know. I think the high school might be in South Coventry, but yeah,
Okay.
um, yeah. So we're about probably 4 or 5 minutes from. I don't know what used to be the Coventry Mall. The shops at Coventry now. I don't know what they're calling it, but
Okay. All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Nice. It's beautiful out there. It's absolutely
Oh, it's
beautiful.
very nice. Very,
Yeah.
very nice.
I think we were all riding the Phillies wave until they crushed our hearts with their cleats, very
I know,
badly.
and
And
it's so
for
amazing
me,
how
the pain set in that last home game. It was like I was more mad at that last home game than even
yeah.
the game out in California. I was kind of like, you already broke my heart. You already let me know.
And it's so crazy because we had no expectations kind of going, even in October or August. We're like, they're going to do it. And then all of a sudden, then you get these expectations and they start winning. You're like, oh, they're going to go all the way. And then from going from nothing to, ugh, it's still so crushing.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
Are you
and I'm the
riding the
kind of,
Eagles wave now, though?
yes, yeah. But I've always been baseball one, football two. So it'll take me a little while
Oh,
to kind of get over the fall of baseball. But,
yeah.
I just always hate when people say, "Oh, there's always next year." Well, that doesn't matter now. I'm still upset.
Let me grieve. Let me go through my
Exactly.
grieving process now.
Exactly. So no, yeah, though. So kind of a snapshot of Dave Morrison slash Medicare Education Services. Um, I just really work to help people. I like being part of the community. Actually, my wife and I just last week we were inducted into the Pottstown Rotary Club, so we're looking for just different ways to give back to our community. So we went to a couple meetings. We liked the people there, and we thought that would be a good outlet to give back in our community.
Oh, congratulations. That's exciting. That's very cool. That's very, very
Yeah.
cool. Now, do you put any kind of newsletter out or educational content people could sign up for?
Um, in process. So
Okay.
for my existing clients, they get a big mailer in the fall just about the enrollment period and what they should do and just things like that. Um, I'm working on a blog section on my website. I will say there's not that much there right now, but it is incoming. Currently, there should be probably another 6 to 8 posts on there before the end of the year, which is exciting. I do put content out on Monco and Vista Today, which are web-based news outlets. So
Oh, yeah.
there, that's there. The Route 422 Business Advisor. They can always get information monthly from me in that, and then they can follow my social media. It's just Facebook, Medicare Education Services, or my LinkedIn or my Instagram. I guess I'm everywhere. I have so many names that
Follow
won't even.
David all the places.
Yeah.
And
So it's
it's
all
all
there.
under Medicare Education Services. Is that your
Correct.
handle? Okay.
Yes.
All
Yep.
right, great. So we'll hopefully
Yeah.
get you some new followers too.
Yeah. No, that would be. Yeah. I'm always up for some new followers, and then yeah, and then on my website as well, there's a few testimonial videos from clients, and then also one community spotlight video. One of my community partners I work with a lot is the Pottstown Cluster of Religious Communities. So that's a food pantry in Pottstown. So I set up my trade table there usually every other week, and I meet their clients and answer their questions and give them assistance if they need help with their Medicare.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. It sounds like you are really plugging in and really making a difference for people. And I just love that. So kudos to you. And
Oh,
I'm
well,
so
thank
happy
you.
we got to meet. And I really
Yeah,
hope
no,
we
it's
can
great.
continue our dialogue and meet again because this was very lovely.
No, I would agree. It's lovely, and then I'll get a smoothie, and then we'll talk, and I can tell you all about it.
Yes.
Uh, every time I know I've not had a smoothie there, and I'm sure it's better than any other smoothie I've ever had. But anytime I've gone to a place and had a smoothie, it's like a B12 booster. You get so much energy out of that. It's crazy.
Yes.
I don't know if it's sugar or just fruits and vegetables, but it's
I'm a
great.
big fan of the acai bowls too, because that's like smoothie with extra treats, which is always good and right up my alley. So we'll set up a lunch thing there and we'll meet, we'll chat all the things, and I'll make
All
sure
the
people
things.
go to your website and reach out to you. And it was a pleasure meeting you today.
No, thank you, Lauren. It was my pleasure as well, and you have a great rest of your Wednesday.
You too. You too. Take care.
Thank you.